Well, 5 years have passed since the COVID-19 pandemic hit the country, upending the lives of millions. Reporters Isabella Vesperini and Elise Perry visited local businesses and the Indiana State Museum to learn more about the pandemic's lasting effects.
The Briar and the Burley luggage and tobacco shop on the square was deemed a non-essential business. It was closed for 8 weeks to the public and could only ship products.
We would just come in and sit here and see if the phone rang, and that was about it.
The owner spent $80,000 of his savings to keep the 9 employees paid and the lights on. Closing down permanently was a concern.
The thought crossed my mind. I mean, if you can't be open to the public and you have all this merchandise and bills to pay, you've got essentially no source of income. Sooner or later, we managed to survive.
They sold fewer pieces of luggage in a year than they normally would in a week. Between January and October of 2020, international tourism dropped 70%.
When people were finally able to get out and move around and shop again, that we got busier. That people, especially when people started traveling again, they kind of seemed to do it with a vengeance. It's like, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm not staying here.
The pandemic caused Gather, an independent handmade goods shop on the square, to undergo structural changes. Even though plastic shields various feet tall were installed in front of the counter to keep people distant from each other, they still found a way to connect with their customers.
We have a bunch of people who craft around Bloomington, and so a bunch of the crafting people really came through as a community to make a bunch of masks for everyone and to help have them here at the store so everyone had easier access to them. And also it really helped out our small business a ton.
Halliday moved back in with her parents in Indianapolis right as the pandemic hit. She didn't like staying inside all the time, but still took something away from her experience.
My girlfriend lived here, and then she would come and see me in Indy anytime that she could, and she still had a full-time job. She was a preschool teacher, so she's an essential worker. And yeah, I remember that time was super hard, but I'm always so thankful that she was there for me. And now we're married.
During the pandemic, the Indiana State Museum started a COVID collection. Pieces from the collection rotate through the museum's Global Indiana exhibit every few months.
When COVID happened, the museum staff recognized immediately that we needed to collect materials from this critical moment in history.
The museum has few artifacts from the 1918 influenza epidemic, so the museum employed a rapid response strategy in collecting COVID artifacts. Many of the pieces in the museum's collection came from staff members and their family and friends.
We made it a priority to collect these materials so that we would be able to collect this moment in history, that we would be able to share things from the everyday, but also how we reacted to this moment.
The collection includes hand sanitizer, masks, and nursing materials alongside political, educational, and sports pieces.
Everything that we received helped us to tell a story of someone who was working hard to make it through the pandemic, and then also the ways that they were reacting, how they were using creativity to celebrate.
Tandy highlighted a dress students between kindergarten and second grade made for Katie Portia, an art teacher from Danville North Elementary School who won Teacher of the Year in 2020. The students also made her a matching pair of shoes, purse, and earrings. Portia wore the ensemble to meet President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden to be recognized for the award in 2021. The museum is continuing to collect COVID artifacts to preserve history for the future.
We want to make sure that we're not only collecting for now, but for 100+ years from now.
For Indiana News Desk, with reporter Elise Perry, I'm Isabella Vesperini.